episode is sponsored by Outdoor Strength Systems. Outdoor Strength Systems is responsible for helping hundreds of people get strong, understand how to move properly and why they should be moving that way.
Output also understands the power of music when it comes to training. They aim to pioneer and bring together a larger community of people, not only sharing the experience of raving, but lifting properly as well. If you're interested in learning how to move in the gym a little bit better,
compete in powerlifting or wear the latest rave-inspired merchandise, head to outdoorstrengthsystem.com and inquire with one of their coaches today. Let's go!
Alright, welcome to another episode of The Scene Down Under, brought to you by Hardstyle Australia, hosted by your favourites, VUKZ and TOZA VUKZ. How's it going, man?
Very good, mate, very good.
That's good, bro. Good to hear. Thanks for asking back.
Yeah. I feel like this is a common occurrence and you should just realise I'm not going to ask you again.
Damn.
Yeah. So how are you, TOZA?
Good, thank you.
That's good, bro.
Good
Anyways, so...
tell us what's happening in the scene, mate.
It's been a great last couple of weeks since about the Easter break, the Easter long weekend. We've had a lot of events, kicked off a lot of shit as well after Carnival. Evolve's kicked off, that's pretty sick. Check it out, guys, if you haven't.
Evolve the Australia on Instagram, go and follow it right now, guys. Something big that we've started for the scene, so yeah.
Very, very big, very exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hosted our own boiler room. Big shout out to Massive, thank you for believing in us and all the locals. From coming there, coming to Massive since I was fresh 18 to these days and actually hosting an event and playing a set. It was fucking sick, but it was good to see
the debut and the retirement of VUKZ.
Yeah, never again, never again, bro. Why was there fucking...
So how did it feel having your name on a lineup?
Bro, honestly, to this day, I'm still like, why? Because it made no sense.
Sorry, bro, I'll invoice you.
But no, I'm so proud with this group of boys and what we're doing, and I really feel like it's like something we should have been done a long time ago. A lot of people could have done it, but I'm happy it's being done now.
It's alright, time is now, and if we don't start doing things, nothing will ever progress. So we're doing our best. So yeah. The boiler room was sick. Like VUKZ said, thank you so much to Massive for actually giving us this opportunity and believing in us. Starting to go to Massive at like 18 in 2016, like I still remember my first night, and now to like fast forward 6.5 years later having our own event there, it's pretty sick, and yeah, really appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully there's more to come. Apart from the boiler room,
another sick night. Yeah,
The sickest DJ in fucking Hardstyle right now. Sick mode.
Free sick mode. Why does he have that on his caption?
Long story.
Okay,
I'll tell you. It's funny, man. It makes sense. But yeah, glad sick mode's free now. And that show was really fucking good, man. Like the production was sick. It was amped up. The vibe was really, really good.
Yeah, the crowd was fun.
It wasn't as hot as it would have been.
You weren't around me, that's why.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, true. But sick mode was fun.
Sick mode was a pretty good night.
It was fun. It was good to see a lot of it's weird to say it, but a lot of different faces. Like like it was good to see more people getting involved.
It was a fresh crowd, but I mean, I wish I could bring back some of the OGs we used to party with back in the day. But it's still good to see like a lot of people. Like Sick Mode is one of the most versatile artists that will bring a really fresh crowd.
He's an entertainer. He's an entertainer, so it's really good to see. But it's good to see them still wanting to bring it out this way, like bringing shows, 100%. Live sets, stuff like that.
And just like his goofy personality is just
just the goofiest.
Shout out Alejandro, we love you.
Thanks for the memes as well. That's great content.
Alright, so we got some upcoming events. VUKZ, can you tell us a few events that are upcoming at the moment?
Yeah, HSU killing it. Sold out shows in Melbourne and Sydney for Mafia and Shadows of Wonderland. Good to see Shadows make a return as well. It's been about 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like 2018.
Yeah, I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
So it's good, and it's a great lineup as well. Still big names and everything's sold out. So
100%.
Shout out to the guys down there.
Yeah, and it's good to see that festival hall is back too, because I think someone was gatekeeping it, I'm pretty sure, but now it's back, so I'm glad they actually utilise, because it's actually a really nice venue. Because if I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I Am Hardstyle in 2017, I think, was there. I had a really good time. It's a really, really nice venue. Yeah. We flew just for that one day and came back for that event. It was actually pretty sick.
It's a fun scene down in Melbourne. Yep, the guys 100%. There, especially shout out to the principal Sam. He's a legend. So all the Melbourne crew, they're awesome. So
for sure. Yeah. Shout out to the principal, man. We love you. So other than that, we also have Massive having a warm-up party, festival warm-up party on the 5th of May, which is something you should really come to, because usually, wink wink, we all know internationals rock up unannounced.
I'll be there.
So let's hope, we always have a good time with our international friends. So come down, have a good time. And also the week after we have Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog's fun. First time at Massive, yeah. If anyone's been following Mad Dog lately, his sets that I witnessed at DEF CON overseas since then has been sick, and his down-tempo EP I've been talking about on this pod. His style of music is just fun, funky. So
I think we can expect maybe him starting with some down-tempo stuff.
I hope so. But yeah, for any casual fans, for anyone who loves hardcore, just anyone who wants to experience something different, definitely go check out Mad Dog at Massive. But there is another new contender coming in. Harder Industries.
Yeah. So a new event has just been announced called Harder Industries, and I'm pretty sure it's very close from being fully announced, and it is on the 26th of May.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to. And it's at Metro Social, I think. So Metro Social is a very nice, intimate venue, and I think it will be really, really good to see more events for us. I'm really keen to see how they do.
It's good to see the smaller guys, especially these new ones, like the newer generations, like NRK is coming up slowly as well, Harder Industries. Like, it's good to see these smaller guys pick up. And I think everyone like picks their little niches now, so it's good to see there's a bit of everything now in Australia.
Yeah. Speaking of NRK, they brought up CrowdX last month.
Last month, yeah.
1st of April, this month.
When this comes out.
It's still the 30th. But anyways, shout out to the boys, they've done a really good job. It was a nice event, very, very dedicated crowd. So it's good to see more raw events, more dedicated crowds coming out and supporting, those artists that we've been dying to see for a very long time. Other than that, there's a lot of new releases happening. Like, we're getting so much music, it's not even funny. Every day I wake up and there's 2-3 new tracks from big artists.
My release radar on Spotify Fridays is
radar, bro.
It's the greatest. It's great.
It's pinging, man, straight out. So some of the new tracks that have been released, you got the DEF CON EP, they had the colours and stuff. Colours of DEF CON, I think.
Oh yeah, I listened to it this morning. It just came out, and I listened to the.
I think my favourite song out of the whole EP is the Adjust and Purge.
Their Blue anthem is those leads that he uses. He used it for his other song. That he played at exclusive.
Is that the opening song? I think it's one of his new tracks.
It's so good, just this style. I'm really loving it. But all the anthems came, the mixes for each stage came out, so it's really cool. The blue one's really good.
That's right. And also Rebellion and Vertal surprising us with Numb this morning.
Just
12 a.m. I was in my bed. I was like, oh shit, Numb's out.
Dropped. So
just out of nowhere.
That one's been highly anticipated.
I think it was very due. You know what I mean?
Vertal doing the vocals on that track.
Man, this guy's voice is insane, honestly. He does it all. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, Vertal does everything for himself. Vocals, makes his own music, does his own visuals, does his own video editing, everything. Like Sick Mode too. Sick Mode does everything too. Not vocals, because his English is broken. But he does everything. He MCs for himself. He makes his own logos. He edits his own videos.
I don't think anyone knows this, but his DEF CON set at home, he actually made the stage and the
everything.
He did the videography of everything. Everything. Recorded it as if it was a live set. So it's crazy. That guy is super talented.
No wonder why he gets no fucking sleep, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's a good one.
But legit, I think that's why the inspiration came from this song. Because every time I talk to him, he's like, bro, I haven't had sleep. I'm like, what the fuck, man? No wonder why you get no sleep, because literally, you're on the pump all the time. But it's good to see, there's a lot of things that no one knows about some artists, and they think, sign up to a label, make music, boom, finished. No, there's a lot more happening behind the scenes that people don't know about. Also, we have the Sub-Zero and Hardwell collabing. Like, that's crazy. You know how much that opens for the hardstyle scene?
Sub-Zero Project have been doing a lot with like house.
EDM
EDM artists, yeah, sorry. And it's really cool, like you see them touring with Ultra a lot and stuff like that. See a lot of their tracks getting played at bigger stages, bigger festivals.
That's
so
right.
it's
Now
really
making
good.
the DEF CON anthem too.
Yeah, I think they premiered it at Ultra Melbourne. Not premiered it, but they played it there as well.
Yeah,
Got a good reaction, so it's good to see that hardstyle.
Nothing beats that. Like, nothing beats that vocal.
Yeah.
Slap it on anything and it will just get the reaction.
Slap it on a TOZA track.
Nah,
Okay.
not yet. Maybe one day. If I get booked for DEF CON, maybe.
Maybe.
Other than that, what else do we have, man?
A lot of the Aussies have left us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did play in Rebirth at Rebirth Festival.
Yeah.
Two of the live acts. So we had Neon Future
Yep.
with Enderex and Mutilator,
And
then we had Cybergore with Fraw. Sojuice.
Sojuice and Diesel, man.
Wow. I was just thinking of their little collab.
Just
a
roast
little EP.
Philip in the comments, please, guys. VUKZ needs to go down.
Too much music in this brand, but it's good to see them premiering their live acts, playing solo sets as well.
That's
Firelight
right.
went down as well.
Yeah. And speaking of Aussies, like, honestly, just shout out to Nick releasing on Acid Rain.
Yeah.
It's really huge, man. Like, to have 2 tracks getting released on Acid Rain, which is Rebellion's label. So yeah, it's pretty good. Really love that for us, man. Like, it just brings so much more back to Australia. Which is what we really need. We need to put Australia on the map, like we always say.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, I think this is one question I want everyone to engage with in the comments, and I'm really curious. What would be your ideal festival lineup? Let's say pick 10 artists, and I would really like to see what everyone says, because I'm very curious about this.
Okay, we'll leave it to the comments, because if it was
yeah,
me, it would just
yeah.
be Deadly Guns live, Deadly Guns back to...
Deadly Guns doing a backflip, Deadly Guns is playing drums, Deadly Guns playing the...
Old school set, yeah, everything. Yeah, gun show, yeah, right.
Alright, and then just before we kick off our episode with our special guest, we want to say thank you so much for your support. Please head to our socials, follow us, give us a like and a comment, giving us some feedback on this episode. Rate us on Spotify, 5 stars if you like this, and that would really help us put this podcast more to a wider audience, and just
helps us grow.
Helps us grow, exactly.
Yeah.
And don't forget to
check out our sponsors, outputstrengthsystems.com. For if you want to look like TOZA, if you want to look big, nice, swole, check them out.
lift some heavy barbells.
Nah, they're awesome guys. We're a close friend with the owner, and they really love their stuff. Like we always say, their t-shirts are awesome. So
and check out the owner, who is Befcon, BEFQON on Instagram, and very strong. Go watch her latest.
The lifting lady, as I called her the other night.
Go watch her latest reel about how much she pulled for her last comp, and that shit says it all. If you need to join up now and get strong. All right.
Moving on. Are you ready?
Our guest, very special, as we always say, very special guest. I'm actually sick of using.
Yeah, we have to come up with something.
We need to come up with something else, man. Like
maybe he can help us out.
How about this extra special? Okay, one of the longest running event organisations in Australian hardstyle.
Bringing some of the names at the height of their game: Delete, E-Force, Rejector, Spit Noise, so many more recently, just Bloodlust.
And a very wholesome individual, always supporting up and coming local talent on his lineups. One of the best people to be around, and always laughs, and there's always a good vibe around. Please welcome JONO GIBB, aka LIHAN.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No worries. Thank you for coming on this day off.
Yeah.
We're still recovering?
There's nothing to recover from. I was actually really good on the weekend, which was good, which is actually a good sign, because if I get really written off, that's probably not a good sign.
Just to forget about it,
dive into the crowd, but I was down there getting amongst it with TOZA.
Man, I saw him in the crowd, I'm like, come here, man, we need to fucking dance together.
Front center.
Front and center.
Send it.
Shirt off. He wouldn't take his shirt off, but I tried. But anyways.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Check out Output Strength Systems and we can all take our shirts off. But no, that was how was that event for you?
I'm not gonna lie. I was worried to start with.
Yeah.
I find that with running events at the moment, a lot of things happen in the last week, which is it can be super stressful because you don't really know how it's going to end up. Money is obviously a factor, but for me, my main concern is making sure that there is a decent crowd for the internationals. Like they've just flown like. Like they've like it's just such a long period of time to be traveling to play to like a small amount of people. You know what I mean? So when myself and Tim were playing and we started to see it like fill up, I was like, oh, and this is for us, like, you know, Frantics on Nest, and then like blood, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be really good. So it was stressful at the start, but then it turned out really well.
Yeah. But yeah, that was, me and TOZA were speaking about it, that was one of the best crowds. Like, I'm very, like, sometimes with my music, I won't like it, but if the crowd is good, I'll just enjoy it even more. But that whole event, I think that crowd was just on the same wavelength, everyone was just having a good time. There wasn't too much going on in the background, like everything was just focused on the dance floor. Like it was either you were listening to the music or you were just buying a drink to have more fun. Like there was no distractions, it was just solely music, it was just solely fun, and downright it was one of my most entertaining events I've ever been to down here. It always is with Eastside though.
What I also noticed from upstairs is like the whole floor was moving.
Yes, right.
So I was like, it's not just like the first 5 rows, it's like everyone had their own space and everyone was just like getting upset.
And it wasn't like dead spots. Like you go to some festivals sometimes and you'll stand next to someone who's standing still and you're like, oh, I can't vibe. But there, like everyone was
literally, and not just that, like the sound system was really good. The venue overall is honestly like the last time I've been to Liberty Hall, which used to be called Maxwell's before. I think 2016 there was an event with Digital Punk, Jack of Sound.
That was D7 events, I'm pretty sure.
So there was Jack of Sound and Crypsis, and there was
I know which. There was 2 events within like a couple months of each other.
It was like 2017, I think. Something like that. Man, honestly, really, really sick, man. Like the sound system and the production were like top. Honestly, like with the confetti and stuff. I think there's more room to play around with a lot of things with the production wise, and really, really keen to see where you're going to take this now, and that you know you have that space and
so is it Eastside booked in there now?
That's home.
Okay.
That's our home. You know when you go on a Tinder date with someone and you like totally vibe with them, and then you're like, oh, do I message first? Or it was literally like that. I'm like, oh. So I got home and I was like, I sent the venue a message and I was just like, hey guys, just want to say thank you so much. Like your team was really awesome. And then I like waited for a day and I didn't get a response. I'm like, do they like me back? Like, are we good? But yeah, they were super happy. Like we talked to the licensee on the way out and he's like, oh yeah, 7 hours of hardstyle is pretty rough. But he's like, I said, no problems, no. He's like, none at all. He said everyone had a really good night, and that's what it's about. Like it's about ESI is an experience. It's not just about the DJs. It's not just it's a culmination of everything. It's the crowd. It's the acts. It's the music. It's the setup. It's an experience, and that's what I've always wanted it to be.
That's good. It's good that you look at it this way still to this day, because you've been running for a long time now, haven't you?
Yeah. Since 2009 was my first event.
Shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Herman's Bar, the Forest.
Herman's Bar, wow.
Yeah.
Still have events there here and there, but it's good to see you've come this way, like this far, and still going. But yeah.
That's actually, honestly, like, my first ESI was 2016. It was, I think, Future Noise, God of Chaos.
That was Herman's Bar?
It was in July, end of July.
Fun fact, that was the first ESI to ever sell out.
Oh, really?
It was the first time the venue manager came to me. He's like, we can't take many more people, so we're gonna have to start lining them up outside and doing the 1-for-1 in and out. Yeah, and I was like,
okay,
this is an awesome problem to have. So that was wild. That was really cool.
So that was really good, man. Like,
we'll touch on it soon, but that's a really cool lineup you had there as well. But yeah, it's good to see that you still have the passion for it and you're still going forward with it.
I've always said, as soon as I lose the passion for it, I'll give it up, because there's just no point.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense.
It just becomes just all about the money.
It'll be work. It's not work for me. It's something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I love planting that little seed of an idea and then watching it come to life. And then having a stack of people enjoy an idea that I came up with, and hearing all those screams when the intros like go off and the confetti's go, I'm like, this is the vibe.
It had, honestly, like, Daylight had like a mini festival vibe, honestly.
Yeah.
The as I said, like, Philip already mentioned about the crowd, but to me, like, I've already said this to everyone, like, this was one of the best crowds I've seen at an Aussie event in a very long time. And just knowing that people are literally there for the music is insane, because being in the crowd, going upstairs, looking from above, and like just seeing how everyone was like moving, reacting, singing, just the crowd shouting every like
mucking around in their little groups and stuff. And I was just
honestly, like you know, dancing together, just all smiles everywhere. I did not see anyone like overly cooked or like anyone that's like angry or.
That's true as well.
It was really good, man. Honestly,
sometimes you get events people just mung out. And it's like,
yeah,
oh, man, like this lineup as well. It was a bit of this, bit of that. Like, it was so good. It was so versatile. Like all the locals, they did a great job. There was a lot of like exposure for a lot of people. Like Hyper and Animosity, they've been doing a lot of music and stuff like that. And that's one thing that like you always go into. Like, you always support your locals. Like, I was looking back at all your lineups. It's awesome to see. But
it's always fresh.
Did you want to ask your question?
Do you want to ask your question? Man, why are you touching me, bro?
Because it's the question.
Alright, so this is like a new segment that we're introducing to the podcast. So it's called the uncomfortable situation question. So what is the most uncomfortable situation you've experienced? Could be anything, hardstyle related, nothing. So not hardstyle related, whatever you want.
Most uncomfortable situation. This. I absolutely fucking hate, I can swear, can't I? I absolutely fucking hate going to a booking alone. I hate that.
Really?
Yeah. That's why Kat's like my emotional support human. I love her.
I love how you have to call her emotional support human.
She's like my best friend and always has my back, and I know that I'm safe when she's around. I think because like I went through quite a lot of bullying and stuff when I was younger. When I'm alone, I feel super vulnerable. Like, I feel like, it's really weird. And I hate it. Like, I hate going to Massive on my own, even though I know everyone. I just like don't. Yeah, that's my uncomfortable. Like, if
fair enough.
You'll notice that if there's not like a big act or something that I want to see, I'll come in like 15 minutes before my set, play, and then just smoke bomb. If I'm going to be on my own, but if I've got someone with me, then I'll like go and have a couple of drinks and just like chill out. Yeah, that's my.
No, that's fair. I think that's a very fair point. And honestly, like a lot of people take it for granted. Like, honestly, you might be free to go out somewhere, but a lot of us like want that one person with us. Like, there's a big period where I actually used to go to Massive alone for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because all my mates either backed out or had things going on and stuff, but I still wanted to go, but it just wasn't as enjoyable as it would be, because you just like walking, bouncing between people, and just like rather than having that one group to focus on.
Yeah, got like a home base.
I totally, exactly. I totally relate, man. So I still go alone, but I just don't enjoy it as much as if I was with like Philip or Nav or something, like, you know, like my really close mates.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. All right,
so touching back on it, you were saying like in your earlier life, tell us a bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you...
Yeah, so I grew up in southwest Sydney, so in Revesby. I went to the same primary school and high school as my mum, so like third generation in the area.
Same year?
Huh?
Same year?
Oh, okay. yeah, I am pushing 70. So I danced when I was a kid, which is probably where my love for music started. Like, the beats were just stuck in my head.
What did you dance to?
So I actually went to lessons. So I did like jazz and tap and Irish dance. And
awesome!
I used to go to dance camp.
I used to do Croatian folklore dancing.
Oh yeah,
I love it to this day. It's awesome.
So I'm actually pretty sure that's what kind of coded music into my DNA. Like obviously being a dancer and being in like Western Sydney and not knowing who I was, and a lot of bullying and stuff happened. I think that's just is what it is, right? I didn't actually go to my first rave until my early 20s. So yeah, like even though we had like huge PHP events which were all underage, like Wonderland and stuff, like they were insane. But I never really got into it until I started work. I started working in hospitality. And there was a group of guys there that would go to PHP events and like, oh, you should come with us sometime. Yeah. And there was the guy who used to run security at the sports club was the guy who ran, what party were Hard Wars Outdoors? So all these like
underground,
kind of underground, but not really. Like they were still like pretty big, like Raver Baby Crew sort of parties, all happy hard in like school unis and shit like that. Like he like worked on the cameras, so I just like message him and say, hey, can I have 2 tickets to your party? Come down, give him cash and give me tickets. So it all started with Happy Hard.
So was that your music growing up? Like, were you listening to it?
Oh God, no! I had like Spice Girls posters and shit. It was very, very, very pop focused.
Wait, Spice Girls, Beckham?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm not sure if she did much of the singing though. I think she looked
Spice. Yeah, she looked good. That's all that mattered.
that cut.
So your influence of music is just everything, really?
It's just everything, yeah. Like, my life is so expensive right now because just being a slut for music is, like, it's so funny. Like, I'll rock up to Massive wearing, like, a Slipknot shirt and an Above and Beyond, like, hoodie. And it's just like, even last night, like, listening to Donk and Energy was like, I'm like, oh, yeah, I can get it. It's, like, it's kind of funky.
Yeah, but it's fun, different.
Yeah, like, going to Knotfest was what Parkway Drive, oh my God.
You love your heavy metal?
I don't know, it's just such a vibe. It's like, and it's so funny because you hear so many samples that have been taken from like metal. You're like, I know this.
Yeah.
I know this.
It's like every time I listen to Limp Bizkit, I hear one like that. It's so fun. I love this song.
So for someone that's been like very musically influenced, like what was the genre that you were listening to growing up? It was like your go-to genre, and then after that you started to discover others.
So I would say it was very pop and R&B inspired. Mm-hmm. So like Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Spice Girls, Missy Elliott, Little Kim, and then you also had Marilyn Manson and Korn, and like it was just everything. Like I listened to
very diverse.
A really wide array of stuff. But then I was also an avid like Final Fantasy gamer, so all of that like opera music and stuff they had in cutscenes just like gave me full like head to toe goosebumps. Like so it literally was like everything.
So you're just a massive fan of music in general.
Yeah, definitely.
So how did Hardstyle get introduced to the like picture?
Yeah, how did it come into the big pot? Yeah. So those same guys that took me to my first PHP event, which was Sub-Zero? I think it was Sub-Zero it was called. Godspeed Sub-Zero. I kind of got a taste for bigger parties then. And
is that the one that was held in the halls?
No. This was back Superdome days.
Powerhouse Productions.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So Powerhouse Productions was like Utopia and Base Control, and so years ago they used to have Godspeed, which was just a more Raver Baby stuff. So it was kind of like a rave style.
So if you follow Losty on Facebook, he's been posting like
because he's been posting a lot of it, and I've seen one of them. It had like a massive stacked lineup with it was just literally just all locals and maybe like 2 or 3 internationals. And
that's how it used to be.
Shout out Losty, he's been there for a very long time.
Thanks for taking us down memory lane.
He was posting like something every day.
Fun fact also, he got his Croatian citizenship the other day as well. I don't even know it was Croatian. He just posted it. I was like, oh, nice. Yeah, so there you go. More Croatians. Sorry. Go on. Back in the day.
Yes. So when did Hardstyle start? So once I went to that big event, it was like, this is a vibe. This is cool. Like just seeing the spectacle, and like, don't get me wrong. Like setups back then were super basic. Like no screens, no just like, so. It kind of got into a point where I liked the music, but I still didn't really understand what I was listening to, and it was all happy hard, and I was like, yeah, it's all fast and it's jumpy and whatever. So we'd go to Subbies and we'd go to all these other smaller events, and then I went to I think it was Utopia 9th birthday or 10th birthday. And it was like Luna, Dana, Parvo.
Wow.
And then
All the OGs.
like some like old like Gabba DJs and stuff as well. And so back then I didn't really look at lineups. I just went for the vibe. Like I went because I wanted to go to a party. I wanted to like let off some steam and stuff.
Just wanted to have fun. Yeah.
And I remember this one was in what's the end of the halls? The Dome.
Yeah, that's
it was in the Dome.
Yeah.
Worst fucking place to have a stage because I mean you
can't square off anything. Yeah.
So shit. Anyway, they had this little like pull down projector screen with like a laser on it with like the names of the DJs.
Oh my gosh.
And I think like Nick Fish and M Savage were on and like a few other people were on. And then Dana came on and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like listening to it. I'm like, this is different.
Yeah, it's something.
This is different. And it's like, you know, when you feel that feeling in your chest when you're like, oh, this like hits. Like, when you hear like a really fat kick drop and you're just like, it's like that. And it was the first time I ever felt it. And I was like, what is going on? Like, this is wild. And like back then, like we didn't have Spotify. We didn't have like, I went straight onto the computer killer, which was LimeWire, and just typed in like Dana, The Prophet. And then like I started finding all of these sets, which were like Luna and Dana together at Sensation Black, and then like The Prophet and Parvo, and I was like, and I kept seeing more names, so I just downloaded all of these live sets and then just started flogging it, and then fell in love with hardstyle. So I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
So what year was all this around? Like,
oh shit,
early days.
Probably. So my first party was 2004, which was Sub-Zero Project. It probably would have been the following year after that, and then it was after that I realized that I really loved hardstyle. And back then, so it's changed quite a lot in every aspect. So back then it was just hardstyle, which people would probably call techno now. It was just hardstyle, So this was before Headhunters, this was before Noise Controllers, this was like all of those guys.
It was like that hard trance style.
Yeah. It was harder than hard trance, but it was not soft enough.
It was like 147 BPM back then too.
Yeah. We were just getting into the 150s.
Yeah. And even then they're like, whoa.
Yeah. Like 150 was like 155 was like hardcore, like wild, super wild. But yeah, I don't know how it impacted me, but it just did. And then I realized that I was like, oh yeah, Happy Heart is okay. Like I'll go out for it. But then I was like, as soon as I started seeing hardstyle lineups, like I remember seeing Zani in a small dive bar in Bondi Junction. No fucking joke. It was like called Q Bar or something. Oh my god! And I remember Losty was
born in the wrong era.
Yeah, don't
Losty was emceeing, and he kept calling him Zany. And it was so funny because Zany grabs the microphone. He's like, "It's not Zany, it's Zany!" Like that. Everyone's like, "Ah!" And then he just like. I'll never forget that set. Like that was just wild, like super wild.
You know what's really funny? Like thinking about it, like when you hear all these DJ names, we're thinking of all the classics like Underwater, like Scantrax, Roots, and all that stuff. But it's even before that time.
Classics of the classics.
It's like what those people would have been like. Yeah, this is nothing. Like it's crazy. Like and like you said, like everything's changed so much. Like I've been in the scene for like. About 10 years now, 10 years plus, but that's changed so much for me. So I can only imagine you, like you've probably gone through everything that's happened in Australia. You've seen every little thing change, every little...
you just reminded me actually, it started off as hardstyle, which now would be classified as like a version of techno. And then we came to this impasse probably around 2008, 2009 when, what was that Italian label... not Danceworks, Dance Master, something. Techno Boy and Tune Boy are way too creative for their own good. Like they just had like 40 different aliases, and they would just pump shit out left, right, center. Right.
I heard of
like Dark Oscillator.
Yeah. And so they had that part going. They had like Zartox and Tatanka and all those guys just doing all the Italian stuff. And then on the Dutch side, you had like rising stars like Wild Styles, Headhunters, Noise Controllers. And then all of a sudden, this like solid hard style split. Like then we got sort of like hardstyle, which was more like fusion and harder sort of like rougher sounds, and then we got new style. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
And new style.
New style went off the other. So you had super cheese and then the rougher stuff. And it's really funny because it felt like all of the focus from really big promoters was all on new style. Like it's like main stages, new style. Like all of the big festivals only had new style, and then you got stuff like Blue Stage. So Blue Stage used to have like Frontliner and Dana and Parvo, and then that slowly turned into like a harder stage because there was obviously two very clear definitive paths in hardstyle. But now it feels like it's kind of like new style has like come down and raw has like gone up. So it's really interesting, and now we're getting this sort of like raw is now split into another few legs, right? Like you've got these experimental hectic, like those laser kicks from Right Shift, like it's what is this? Like what is it? But it's like seeing music evolve is great. Like you would plug because there was actually a lot of really unhappy people in like the late 2000s.
Yeah, so I want to ask you about this because not a lot of people that like. I'm probably one of those angry people. I'm not going to say I'm a gatekeeper or like what's the word, like a purist and stuff like that. But I'm not a big fan of the raw what it is today.
Okay.
But I do enjoy it because I'm not gonna not go to events. I love music. I love music more than I love a genre.
Yeah.
What's it like to go through all that stuff? Do you just have to go with it because nothing's gonna change? Like it's taking its path. Because like with Star Kicks now, like all this stuff coming up, like up tempo finishes and stuff. Like, should you just let it happen? Like you've been in the scene that long.
I think the best thing to do, and this is not just in music or in business, but in life in general, is take the path with least resistance.
Yeah. Okay.
Because only you are choosing to hold that energy. I saw a lot of people, like we lost a lot of friends when the whole like change from hardstyle to new style and raw kind of happened. A lot of people just stopped going out. Because a lot of people liked that rougher side of hardstyle, and no one was catering to it. Like I was in Sydney because we had like Delete and VZard, and like we were doing it, even though the parties were really small, but everyone just went euphoric. And so all these people that loved hardstyle for what it was are just like, well, fuck it, I'm not going out now.
It's funny how this is like 2005, which is almost 20 years ago, and it's still happening now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
it's still happening now. So I guess it's something that we can't really change. It's just people just need to like choose to do whatever they want. I guess like no, I'm not gonna try and change people. You choose what you're feeling about something. Right?
But
if you say something is shit and it's good, you're choosing to say it's shit. If it's something really good and you're choosing to say it's good, you're choosing that feeling.
Yeah.
So,
but that's like what I mean. Like I'm not choosing not to go to events just because I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't like it. But I love music overall. Like I couldn't say like if someone told me we're going through another pandemic and we're not going to listen to live music for another 2 years, I would murder someone. Like, I genuinely would. Like live music means so much to me. And music in general, and like times like that when people don't release, like that's why I love people experimenting because it brings up like there's more people, there's more artists that try different stuff as well. Because I reckon out of Indirects and Riot Shift, you wouldn't get a lot of these new DJs that experiment with these laser kicks and stuff like that. And looking at it now, there's a lot of trancey DJs that are coming up. They're trying to use that sound as well. And it's really like interesting. Like it's something. Like music influences a lot. So it's like just go with the flow.
And like we said before, like with hardstyle, it's such a like niche genre that like you literally throw anything in it and it just we call it hardstyle. Like there's drum and bass influences, there's dubstep influences, there's rock influences, there's like hip hop, R&B, like
metal influences.
That's right. That's what makes this genre so fucking good. It's just like you can literally put anything together with a hardstyle kick and it will sound like hardstyle, but you can bring a different crowd from a different genre to this genre. Like,
people sample DMX. Like DMX should not be in a song.
Like, how good is it? Like,
like it pumps you up so good.
Imagine like someone like you growing up. Listening to that pop, like let's say, I bet you love Colin Haynes.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, doesn't he gives you that? Like,
what a legend.
Gives you like nostalgia when you go back in the day, and like
that's what it's about.
You're like, oh shit, I can relate to this.
I just love Connor. Like anything, he gets the crowd moving.
Yeah,
I just love it. Like even
it's
with
fun.
Yeah, even with Bloodlust the other night. Like even all his tracks, like he has some songs that are so emotional, like Falling Down. Like I could cry to that song.
Yeah.
And then he's Move Your Body.
Yeah,
Like that song, everyone just started dancing, like techno dancing. Like this is it was so fun. Like everything, like we're throwing people up in the air. Like honestly, it's so much fun.
We were talking about that the other day. He's like, I don't get that. He's like, this is what they do in Holland, and he's like, and it just gets to the point sometimes where there's like 5 people on one guy, and they just like yeet him into the air, and he's like,
we literally hit 7 people in a row. Like he got launched, I got launched, a couple of other guys got launched. We picked the skinniest guy we have in our group. Shout out Tom. At one stage he was just minding his own business, and then we all just turned around and we pointed at him, and he was like, "What?" I was like, "Come here, you're getting launched right now." I was like, "What?"
We also launched Animosity.
He had
and then
the
he's
best
already
time. Yeah. We also,
Animosity, we launched him as well. And then you guys tried to launch me. So 100 kilos up in the air, nice. Good work. Good work. That's all from output. If you want to launch 100 kilos.
if you want to launch fucking 100 kilo guys.
So getting into it, how did you get into DJing from there? Like, what was it?
Yeah, so what came first, the DJing or the event organising?
Really good question. So
My bad, okay. I went a bit ahead.
It started with music. It started with love for the music, and then I got my first decks.
Yeah.
So it was DJing first. I never actually thought that I would play out. Obviously, my first set out was my own event, and I warmed up for Delete, which was kind of cool. And that, like, I was playing cheese back then. I was playing like reverse bass and Wasted Penguins.
Bro. I'm gonna stop talking. I went to say Spice Girls and I said Ice Spice. I'm just gonna stop.
Is there something you want to tell us, Philip?
Bro, no.
Johnny, you're making me nervous.
Anyways.
But yeah, then after that, I think I was promoting for DEF CON. I promoted every year for DEF CON. And one year I just sent them an email and I was just like, hey, like I just had a photo shoot. We went out to Liverpool where like the industrial area was and took a bunch of photos. I sent them my SoundCloud. I sent them like my social links. I was like, hey guys, like would really love to come and play at DEF CON. Like I've promoted for a few years. Like I love the music. I love this. I just did like a little bio.
Yeah.
And they booked me for like every event for like a year. So I played at like the Wild Styles event at Home Nightclub, the Headhunters event at Home Nightclub, and DEF CON. Super epic experience. It was really, really good. And I think like, you know, was playing it like when in Sydney when you got booked for DEF CON, like it kind of put you on the map.
Yeah,
like people
that was a big thing. It's sort of like getting booked by HSU now.
Yeah, exactly right. So you just get a target on you, and so all the smaller promoters are just like, fuck yeah, let's get this guy. Like, it was really good. And now, I still love it. Like, even though I might get like anxious before I go up, and might muck a mix up or something here and there. It's just like being up there is a feeling that you just can't. I don't know. It's just yeah.
Oh, I can tell you, it's horrifying. Please know what you're doing and learn on 2 mixes, not one. That's the best way to do it, guys. So if you're listening,
okay. So this guy was practicing on like just the XDJ RX.
Yeah.
He rocks up, was like, "What? There is 4?"
And the worst part is it's not that, but the worst part is because my OCD is so bad.
Were they 3000s?
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
So like going from an XDJ like RX2 to 4 CDJ 3000.
All I needed to know.
Fuck.
I needed to know were channel numbers, but the worst part is someone queued a track on number 3, and because my OCD, I'm like, please start it on 1. So it threw me off completely. So then someone loaded a track on 2. I'm like, just do it in chronological order, you idiots. They threw me off, and then I was just standing back the whole time. But I did mix 2 songs, and I fixed one of Nav's mistakes. So go me. Thank you.
And this is why Vukz is retired now.
Yeah. Hung up the headphones. So.
Hard fast. In, out, done. That's it.
But how good?
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it. I made an impact. That's what that matters.
So, Jono, for someone that's been running events for quite a few years now, what are some of the things that you go through to like host an event and some of the challenges that you face every time you want to host an event?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, the goalposts always change. So the issues that I was having 3 years ago are completely different to the issues that I have now. The biggest issue that we have is I really don't like charging that much for tickets. But our hands are kind of tied, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like not even just the artist booking fees, but you're looking at like even the flights are like $4,000 at the moment if you're lucky. Like that's more than double than what we were paying before. Like we used to be able to get flights for like $1,500.
That's right.
Good flights.
That's right.
Like
Emirates,
yeah. Emirates
like
or Singapore
like for your
Airlines
February parties, I bet you were paying like $1,400-1,500 for Emirates, because I used to go overseas around that time too.
Yeah.
Now it's like if you get a flight for $2,500, you're cheering.
Yeah.
But it's inflation. Everything's gone up.
Yeah, exactly right.
Thanks,
So.
Biden.
Which
But no, I don't want to talk about this.
No. It was just that joke. Just
which is it makes it hard because I always wanted to make affordable parties, you know what I mean? Like but it's shit. You got to pass it on.
No,
like there's nothing you can do.
Especially when you bring like 3 internationals every event. It's more harder.
Yeah, it is really tough.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably my struggle at the moment, is just trying to balance that
spreadsheet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've fucking shitloads of those bastards. But yeah, I think it's trying to it's the balancing act. And also like, you know, pre-COVID, we were just selling out events.
Yeah.
They were just selling.
Yeah.
Like one international have Regain. Like have Regain and who do we have?
Nero's.
We had Regain.
Nero's.
No, it was
MC
when we had MC Renegade.
Yeah, MC Renegade, Nero's, and
No, I haven't had them at the same time before.
Nero's was with was it with the Strikers? Yeah, Nero's.
No, this is pre-COVID. So that, do you remember you were at the event that I had MC Renegade and Regain, and he dived into the crowd and
Yeah.
like crowd service. So it was wild, but delete parties, like it just like after we had that we had the Future Noise party at Herman's. We then went to Manning after that, and then we started to really grow. I think we had the Daylight and Darkness.
Yeah, that was Malice, Remind, AVA,
that was
Avengers,
Mickey G.
Yeah, that was such a lineup. Like it was a bit of everything.
That was huge.
That was literally the birth of Gearbox in Australia.
Yeah, that's it. That event was.
So guys, Gearbox is here in Australia.
Yeah.
First
to have Malice.
was booked. First to have Malice.
You brought over so many
Back
names
when they
as well.
didn't speak a word of English.
Yeah.
Photo, yes.
Yeah. But after that was then I brought Future Noise back because we had Luminite and Future Noise.
That's right.
And the Machine, I think, was on that lineup as well. And then things really started picking up after that. Like when I
Delete. Alpha Omega Showcase.
The showcase. Oh man.
Yeah.
What a night. That was
a vibe.
That was one of the greatest things.
That's so pre to post COVID. I actually thought we lost the army, to be honest, because until this weekend, I haven't felt that solid ESI vibe. Since being back after COVID.
I think the Rejector Spit Noise one was good as well.
It was top notch.
There was just something missing. And can I be honest? I think the change of venue, like I think, like you said, like it went from Herman's to Manning now to Liberty. I think that's what it was. Like it's just let's start new.
It's the next level.
I think sometimes like change is needed. When things are not working, that means there's something you need to change.
Yeah.
So if you're getting the lineups that you're getting, and it's still not working, that means it's a venue or production or like promotion or maybe the time. Like there's a variable that needs to be changed. So
it's not the time. Thank you for that.
No. I'm just saying. Like, as an example, when you have an issue, like whether it's like a day or something, like you have it. That's when you know, like, don't give up. If you're running events, if it's not working out, that means there's something that needs to be changed. Like once you figure out what that change is, then like for example for you, we know now it's a venue thing. Maybe who knows?
I think we were also like. Don't get me wrong. I love Manning. I love the team
Manning is hands
management.
down
They
one of
are.
my favourites.
It is. It's such a. It's such a.
It's fun. I like that.
Personal venue.
It's like that arena stuff.
Yeah. And it caters for both people, right? So the people who don't want to dance, who want to actually see what's going on, they can just sit at the top, and then everyone who wants to get amongst it can get on the thing. But the biggest problem that we have there is it's on the 3rd floor. So, and there's a tiny little service lift for the production guys. So it takes them ages to get everything into the thing.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a heritage building, so you can't, you've got to be really careful with what you do.
Yeah.
And it's a skinny stage. It's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's the same as Metro is the same.
Yeah.
It's a skinnier stage. It's
yeah.
super long,
Yeah.
but it's a bit skinny. You know what I mean? Whereas, look at the stage at Halls.
That's
just
so
oh my god, it's like
those
it's
stairs,
just so much room to
those
move around.
stairs are killer though.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But no, that was awesome.
Yeah.
The time was so perfect. We finished the event, had Macca's and got home, and I was in bed by 11:30.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah, I was so
That was so good.
Yeah.
And also, where Liberty Hall is, there's so many restaurants around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mary's.
Mary's. I didn't even know Mary's
Yeah.
was there before.
If there's another event that you want to kick onto at Hall, you had Pure the same night as yours.
Yeah.
Right next door.
Daylight.
Yeah.
It was literally you walk out from here, you walk into the
Straight
other one.
there.
I think they should. I said it on I think Sam Spade's comments, and they said they used to do it pre lockout laws, but they should really do a massive event space there where each place has something going on, because there's another hall across as well.
They used to.
Yeah.
So years ago they had Trans Energy here, and they just took over the whole quarter. So they put a fence around both the halls and Horden, and the halls had pump and hard trance, and then you had Sean Tyus, the TSDU, and everyone else in the main Horden pavilion. It was
Bro, we missed out so bad, bro. Oh my god.
I need to have a chat with my parents.
Why don't you fuck early? No. Hey, yo. I'm kidding.
But yeah, this is the issue that the lockdowns create. No, hang on, lockouts. I keep getting these mixed up. The lockout laws
It's what ruined the
fucked the scene. Absolutely. I don't know if you've driven up to up Oxford Street recently.
Yeah, I've driven.
Every time we come to the city.
Boards.
Yeah,
there's
I've noticed
all these boards, all these places are just
all construction
yeah,
stuff.
it's, yeah, and it's I can almost guarantee it'll be apartments. It's just it's ridiculous. We lost the entertainment centre. We lost so many big venues, and that's actually really one of the main reasons that I started running day parties, because I wanted people to be able to get home, or at the very least kick on at Massive or whatever they wanted to do. But people who just wanted to come out for the day could get home by 11, you know what I mean? There is public transport, there's ways to get home, whereas you would walk out at 12 o'clock, would you get a bus?
Yeah,
it's just...
I've caught the night rider once, never again.
Also, is it really worth staying out for another 3 hours? Because that's everything is open till 3 a.m. Nothing really opens till 5 a.m. anymore.
No.
Whatever. Yeah, but
everyone's used
if
to.
You compare it to Melbourne, man. Melbourne's nightlife is crazy.
Yeah.
It's very different. Kick on for 3 days.
When we went for Carnival, it was so funny that we could just go out. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. We're going to the next club, and I looked at everyone. I'm like, there's more.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought this is the part of the night where everyone goes home.
Yeah,
that's why Melbourne people party harder than us. Because they have that stamina.
But the thing is they still have venues.
Yeah.
So that's what killed
what's
us.
funny is they just
revamped.
They just revamped their whatever they have levels. I know they just had under construction. They just opened it up again. Fuck, people still weren't. Going back to what we were saying before, speaking about your lineups, you've gotten a lot of names just before they reach their climax or their pinnacle. Future Noise, just before he released his Pursuit of Thunder album as well.
We got him.
You got him just as he announced
as it came out.
And then you had Luminite as well, The Machine, which was killing it then.
Yeah.
You've been getting you got Delete, Half Omega, I'll never forget that, and a VIP set. You got Imperators and Bloodlust just before they started kicking off as well, completely.
Yeah.
Bloodlust didn't even get a song played at the Hard Bass. I think just his Fraud remix, the I'm a Boss. You're getting all these DJs in their how do you go about that? I know it's you want to put on a party for people, but how do you always manage to get these DJs in their prime?
I think Look, I'll be honest. Obviously, myself and Delete always had an unspoken understanding.
Yeah,
because
we'll touch on that.
I'd been booking him since forever.
Day dot,
So yeah. I knew that if I put a request through, that he would he would make it happen. Like it wouldn't matter. So that was a given. Like as soon as I found out that he had an album, I'm like, come on, mate, come do it. So yeah, that was always a given. But for everyone else, I think, you know, for the first Daylight, the Machine and Solucio they had such an impact on me when I was like learning to mix, and the music they were like Godcore and like the original Godcore and stuff. Like, bro, like
song, that's one of my favorite tracks to this day. Not the X-Bros remix, like that. That official here's one.
You know, you had like Tim was running the Magic Show, so we had the podcast on all the time, and all of those guys were on the Magic Show record, so they were constantly doing podcasts and stuff. So for me, it was a little bit selfish, because I was like, these guys are really good, that sounds really cool, that's the direction that I want to go for with ESI, so let's like let's do it. So I feel like in some instances you will book a DJ because of their sound, their social media presence. There's a lot that goes into it, right? But then when you book them and you actually spend time with them and go on dinners with them, you're like,
different.
These people are actually epic. Like, I have this knack for booking really good humans. Like even just like, you know, we went to the mountains on the weekend with Julius and Bloodlust and their friends, and it was just a vibe.
It's just like they came over just to see the Blue Mountains. Like
it's like they're your mates, tourists, just showing them around.
But they're just so grateful and so thankful and so humble and down to earth and honest. And I'm like, this is
like, we forget they're people sometimes.
And it's like, that's when I know that I've booked the right person. You know what I mean? Because like when you have those interactions with people and you're like almost like family, not only do they provide a fucking hectic experience for an event, they're grateful, they're humble, and they're so easy to work with. And that's why you'll sometimes see like why I booked Neroz, you know, multiple times, why I brought Bloodluster back. We've developed that relationship, you know what I mean? So it's like, I know I love his music. I know heaps of people were screaming for him. And I knew what I was getting into, if that makes sense. I knew that we were going to have a fun time. I knew we were going to have dinners, and it's just the whole package, right?
No, it's good because like I know, like when we've met artists and stuff, like we do forget they're people at the end of the day. But some of the people that like you least expect always bring back like their best memories as well. Like the Machine, Ramunas, is actually one of the nicest people we've ever met.
Oh, Rami.
Imperators Kevin, which we talk about on
Big
the show.
Kev.
Big Kev.
Big Kev.
He's one of my favorite human beings alive. Like
hands down, man.
It's funny. Like I said, we always forget they're people. But at the end of the day, like he's on the other side of the world, and I can just he messaged me memes this morning just randomly out of context. And it's like, bro, like I said, like this shouldn't be happening, but it's so cool that we have this here. And like it's like Toza said before, it's such a niche. For you to bring out like artists like this and for them to connect, like even at the Reject the Spit Noise, I was speaking to Wesley for a bit, and like he's played on main stages like Supremacy, Def Con, and all this stuff. And I literally wore this jumper at the event, and he was like, "Oh, what's this all about?" And he checked it out and stuff, and like had a look at it. And then Stan as well, he's mates with other mates of ours, Spit Noise. It's really like funny how much smaller the circle gets in a way where it grows. Like it's not like we're trying to keep it to this. It's like everyone's getting involved, but everyone's benefiting off it. Like it's really awesome, and like the way you've said things here, it makes me happy, and I reckon the future of hardstyle in Australia is actually going to go through a lot, but in a good way. What you've been saying is like there's going to be a lot of change, but it's all for the good. Like you said, and I reckon what we're doing, like I'm not trying to be selfish here, but I reckon what we're doing now, like you said, Tim had all these podcasts and the mixes and stuff. We've got Pez doing Revelations now, so I'm going off on a tangent here, but I'm just having like a philosophical moment.
It's philosophical.
Pez is doing his podcast, bringing on all these artists and stuff like that. I feel like everyone's picking up a bit of slack that we lost over the time.
So
it's good to see. It's great to see you bringing, like, not losing it after COVID and stuff like that. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for bringing music back to us.
I think that's what it's always been about, is just providing that experience and bringing out people that deserve to come out here. I feel like, in the same token where I was saying before, where like you get booked for DEF CON and you kind of get put on the map, I think overseas, when you can finally put that Australian flag next to your name, I think that actually puts a target on them and actually helps them get more things overseas as well. And then when you've got them just absolutely punching promo and putting Aussie flags and stuff everywhere, like, I don't know if you saw the Julie X one where she had the flag, it blew up, and I was just like, people like keen for that, but it's not. It's like both sides. It's like people in Australia are like, fuck yeah, she's coming to Australia, and then people in Holland are like, congrats, that's a huge booking. That's really, really awesome. So
fuck, I love Dutchies.
Speaking of like all these things about like, just up and coming talent and young DJs and stuff. What do you think? Like, because there's a lot of stigma around like locals are not well received in Australia, blah blah blah. They're not appreciated. So what do you think about that? And that's one part of the question. The other part of the question is like, what do locals need to do to be more involved and more seen as like appreciated
from a promoter standpoint?
Okay, so for starters, I have to kind of agree with Steve Hill's post that he did a few months ago, which is just like, constantly sending link mixes without any context or anything is just it's not going to do anything. I think for starters, you've got turning up to the event and like meeting and greeting and doing that sort of stuff. I know this might sound weird, but Midnight J actually came up to me and gave me a USB. I'm so sorry, man. I haven't listened. I've got it. It's there. It's like next. I promise I will. But that was actually kind of. He's like, oh hey, like I've got like this. This is some music that I've made. Like, can you like give it a crack when you? I know you're really busy, but like give it a crack and let me know. I was like, that's super different. Like, that's really cool. It's like on USB, and I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah,
he's easy. His songs are good. He actually someone dropped one of his songs at the Evolve night, and it's old school raw. It's really good.
Look, I think this kid has a really good future, in my opinion. He's very nice, very involved, very supportive of like everyone. He's always there. I don't even know. Like, he's always there by himself. I don't know who he hangs out with, to be honest. But I see him coming around, saying hi, being respectful. We like respectful people. Like the main thing is don't be a fucking dick. Turn up, have a good time, make new friends. Just like that's how I started. Okay, like I'm not saying like I did have some little ego when I was a kid, whatever, but I still had like all my friends that I hang out with now are literally from Massive. Except this guy, I knew him prior, but still like it's all through Hardstyle, through Massive, through events. The hack page when I was a fucking child. hack videos. No, I'm not bringing them back because I can't even fucking walk 2 seconds without puffing out. I gained 30 kilos, man. So it's easy being a 63 kilo fucking doing backflips, but
I think it is. So it's hard as a promoter to be able to give advice on what to do because this is kind of a double-parter because I know what the question is going to be at the end. So this was actually my answer for it. Like, what we really need is more support for locals. Because that's what it comes down to, right? Like, I ran that DJ comp and I thought I was doing the right thing. My God, I copped so much flack from so many different angles.
Really?
Yeah, because people were like, oh, it's a popularity contest, it's fucking bullshit, you should be picking it, and I'm like, but that's the thing, if I pick it, people will say it's rigged, but then you know what I mean? So it's actually made me really apprehensive to run another one, because I just, I thought I was doing the right thing, I thought I was giving people a platform, plus I'm putting it on the ESI SoundCloud, so there's
Who won that, by the way? Do you remember?
The Righteous won the first one. Was it?
Wait, the Righteous?
Wait, what? The Righteous?
Yeah, the Righteous won it.
That was rigged as.
That was the first.
That's so, bro, that is so rigged.
Wait, who did? Yeah, the Righteous and Rico won the first one.
Yeah.
Callum Mackett.
Yeah, I think it was Callum.
Yeah, I
it was
think it was
Callum.
Callum
Yeah,
McIntosh, yeah.
because
I booked him. I straight out booked him. I saw him on that boat party, and I was like,
I don't
this
know.
guy is a fucking gun.
I thought it was Callum McIntosh. That's why I asked. I wasn't trying to get all political, but even though it was a political bias, we found out just now. No, Cal McIntosh. He played at the Darkness, the Regain one. Not Regain. Rejector, Spit Noise. He played an awesome set. Like all the young guys playing earlier, they actually play some fun sets. Like, people should really start coming out earlier.
Good chat.
From Melbourne, why can't I remember his name?
This is from Melbourne.
Kane Tho?
No. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Hey,
if it's you who won.
If it's you who
won,
say something.
Say something in the
I'm
comments.
sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot your
DJ
DJ name. Yeah. And my plate's a little bit chipped and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's fine.
It's not fine, Charlie.
So, we'll get to the question to the end, and I think you can go more in detail on that. But what we want to know is what's the future plan for ESI right now? Like now that you had a successful event just now, what's the next step from here, and what's the direction you're going to go?
So my aim is to grow into Liberty Hall. Sorry.
All the halls.
Yeah.
The entertainment quarter.
Oh god, yeah.
All the halls. What?
Yeah, I really, I really want to grow into that venue. I have a lot of ideas, and I learned quite a lot from being in the venue. So yeah, I think for news sake, I'll probably announce now as well. I was going to put this up on the page, but I'll probably do it in the next week. We will be retiring Raw as Fuck, which sucks because it's a great brand.
Yeah,
we've got good merch, we've got like a lot of stuff, but I don't know if many people know this, but our reach on our posts and everything got completely slashed.
Shafted.
Yeah. Like I was trying to run ads and stuff, and it was not happening because the Raw and Fuck in a title.
It should belong on a Pornhub.
Yeah, exactly right. So it actually makes it really hard as a promoter if you can't promote your event because you're stuck in this. I was going to say box, but that's anyway.
So I guess your reach got fucked raw.
Yeah. So that's why I stopped running Virus, because that was exactly the same thing. Because they were like, you can't use that word in Facebook because it's like.
Yeah,
it's like the ultimate scam is actually just putting it out there.
Yeah.
This is a virus, click it. So, we'll be going back to Codename Chaos, which is what we had Future Noise for. Yeah, it'll still be like military camo themed, so that'll stick around. But Codename Chaos is just a little, it's easy to work with, and it's not going to get shut down.
Have you planned your next event?
Yes. Okay. It's so Codename Chaos will be on the 5th of August. I think that's a Saturday, 4th or 5th of August.
Yeah, just before we go overseas. Perfect.
Yes.
So yeah, that's happening. It has been quite tough to lock down acts because there is quite a large festival happening in Austria, I believe. I was chatting to.
Is that shutdown? No, is that?
I don't know what it's called, but it's.
There's heaps on that.
Yeah.
Austria actually has some big festivals. I have an Austrian mate that I met at Hardbase Austria.
Yeah.
Master of Hardcore Austria back in 2019, and he's saying there's a lot of things coming up in Austria.
Yeah. It's a really hard time to run events in Sydney during July, August is just tough. So, but it's also you kind of want to spread things out in Sydney, so you're not like jumping on people's toes. But then you also have to cater to overseas because you can't book them if they're already booked, right?
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I've got one lined up so far.
Who is it?
Huh?
Who is it?
Yeah, right.
Can you say it? We'll bleep it out here.
No.
Our producer will bleep it out.
You bleep it out? I haven't locked it in yet though.
Yeah.
This is the first one.
Here we go. Yeah.
You need to cover his lips too.
Yeah. And I'm working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's different. I like
That's different.
And then up tempo, I'm not sure yet. Going along with the current theme, I might inquire about Mate.
Oh.
Yes, please. Boys, come down. There's going to be a hectic event. But make sure you book all this shit out. 1 hour.
I actually met.
No, just anyways.
Him,
Yeah,
her, she, him.
we met
whatever.
them. Them.
I met this person exclusive, so yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the biggest throw. Like people are gonna be like, "What? Dimitri K?"
Yeah.
Again. Oh, but that's the 4th time they're going to come here.
Who?
Just throwing it off.
Oh, yeah.
Wink.
Yeah.
Can you see me
nudge,
winking?
nudge. But yeah, that's the thing. Like I've always kind of specialised in aiming for people that haven't been here before because it's
Different.
come out, go home, blow up, come back again.
Whoa, did you say blow up?
Hey, that's triggered so hard.
Triggered? Triggered?
No.
But yeah, so that's the next one, and then I'll give you the scoop on the event after that. I haven't picked a date yet. I'm still working on it. But I don't know if you remember that I started running those vibe parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my idea was to have another vibe party at the end of the year, but have it as a UV party because I think that would be fucking mint.
So,
Haven't really worked on any of that yet.
You can get people just to buy shirts there that say AUSSIE, and then it has to be white as well.
Yeah.
I've got an idea for the shirts. If you're gonna have a UV party, you're gonna have like certain lighting to make.
Yeah. You have the black lights.
I've got a merch idea for you.
Yeah. And I'm also thinking about getting like face painters in there so they can...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought it was a glow stick and shit.
Yeah.
But I got an actual like idea for the merch. So
Yeah, sick.
We'll talk about this after. Is it?
Offline.
Alright.
Yes, that's Axiom. Axiom is who won the
Bro,
this guy went on a full research.
Bro, I love you so much. You're the best producer. Dead set. Took you like 3 hours.
Yeah, if you could have done that 5 minutes ago, that would have been great. You'd be like, oh, who was it? He just hold his phone up.
The
Like,
worst part was while we were talking about it as well. He was at his
he was
phone
just like, who the fuck
He was like on a rampage.
Yeah, legend.
Well done,
11 out of 10.
Shout out Ben Fleet. Book him for your content creation.
Yeah,
Doesn't do
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, so
You could. Alright, do you wanna... we'll go on 2 more questions before we skip on to the next.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about it, if you don't want to talk about it, because I know it's touchy, but your relationship with Ryan and Delete and all the events you brought him over for. Like, how... I know it's very touchy and stuff, but how was that for you? How was it prior to his passing? Like, how was that relationship growing up and stuff like that?
Yeah, so like we've known each other for like the best part of like 14, 15 years. He used to get really upset if I didn't book him. So it's
like a little TOZA.
Yeah. He would like...
I said nothing. What the hell? I didn't get upset if I get booked.
If I announced an AUSSIE party and he wasn't in it, he would message me straight away, and he would be like, "Hey, why didn't you book me? Did I do something wrong?" Like, sometimes like he would drive all the way down from Newcastle, and it would be a huge loss, and there'd be no money to like pay anyone, and he'd just play for free. Like, you know, it was wild. So when he originally went over to Europe, I think we had quite a few going away parties for him. Like Massive had one, and I was working with another promoter at the time with BPM, so we were doing that in King's Cross, and we had a going away party for him there. And then he went overseas and just absolutely blew up. Like, I know he went through, Theracords, and like he kind of did okay there, but I think like when he got picked up by LIHAN, he just exploded. Like
Spoon Tech was like a good thing.
Oh,
as well,
sorry.
No. That's all.
Mad story about that. They actually, so Stewie and Ryan actually met at Virus.
Okay, you're the Virus here?
Yeah.
Oh, is that when you had like Vizard and...
Yeah. And they both did anthems for it. So
you had Main Concern too.
No. This is way before. Way before. So I don't know if you know where Broadway is.
Yeah.
You know, there's that like bank on the corner. That's a venue. It's like a bar, and it has like a little spiral staircase into a little dungeon.
Abercrombie. Is that the one on the corner?
Yeah, on the corner across the road from the park.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I know.
Where the burger place is.
Yeah, it used to be an old bank, an old bank, and they just left it. So that was the first Virus, and I asked Stewie to do the anthem for it, and Ryan remixed it. And so that was the first time they actually kind of worked together.
Yeah.
And then the Spoons were born. Yeah, and then it just sort of all kind of grew from that. Like, Spoon Tech was epic, and then, you know, that kind of got bolted up, and it's still doing really well now. They've got some fucking sick acts on there, and some, I love the experimental sounds. Like, I love hearing different stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they have that Spoon Tech staple, but it's like Hardstyle Mafia coming back, and, you know, chapter, is it chapter 5?
Yeah,
I always say chapter V in my head.
That's a great label. Like, there was some of my favorite tracks, like, came from Spoon Tech. Like, Vazad's, Immersion, Vazad's song with, Ruler, Endless Path is one of my favorite tracks because that like guitar solo. 88 miles per hour is one of my favorite tracks. Like it's crazy, like how he progressed so quickly. And I'm sort of seeing it in Andrex and Nick. Where like, you know, he's sort of pushed this sound where it's different, but he's influenced a lot. So I'm really hoping for the best for him as well.
That's it's something that I really love The Purge for, because The Purge gives me old school Delete vibes, and I hear those big kicks and stuff, and I'm like, he'd be so proud. Like, I just know he'd be standing in the crowd like, this is
sick.
But yeah, like it was a really tough year last year. I'll be honest. Like, I actually, to be completely honest, I don't really think that I dealt with any of it. Just had to get practical. Like, Ryan passed, Mum passed, family dog passed. Like, it was just
full on.
Just get through the day to the next day to just get everything done, organise the wake, do this, and then at the end of it, I'm just kind of like, when do I grieve? So it was a really tough year. I think we'd actually been talking a lot more just beforehand, and every now and again I do kind of, you know, look at my last messages that I sent to him, and he didn't see them, like, which is fine. Like, I knew, like, it's kind of that thing, like, when it comes to sending messages, a really good friend kind of explained this to me and made me feel okay about it. It's like, he says to me, he's like, it might take me ages to reply to a message, but it's because I don't have the energy at that time to give you the response that you deserve. So I'm like, I'm very much the same now. I'm like, I won't just give a half-assed answer. I'm like, okay, like, that's full on. I'm going to wait till I've got the energy to reply to it. So I think about it like that, and, you know, I remember sending him a message and just saying, hey, saw videos, you fucking kicked, I think it was Rebirth. Was one of the first parties back, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you for kicking your anxiety in the dick, getting up there and just fucking smashing it out. And a few check-in messages, but, you know, like, it's it is what it is, right? Like, I always, like, I don't think you'll ever hear a set of mine that doesn't have at least one delete track in it for the rest of time now.
But even then, like, we speak about it to this day, like, it is sad, but just like the legacy he left behind and the influence, he's never going to go unnoticed.
No, definitely not.
That's one good thing to take out of.
Like, super grateful we got to see, like all these sets here,
live
Supremacy, your events, and it's
so,
like,
that VIP set.
I spoke about this on one of our first episodes. Like, we were so lucky, and the reason we were so lucky is because all those events actually happened in Australia. I seen a VIP Oz Supreme set that Stu and him did, his album showcase, and 2 out of the 3 were from you. I've seen a couple more, but like 2 of the major ones. Were from you, so like ESI has been a big thing and a big supporter of like a lot of sounds that we love.
100%, and that's why I believe so much in your brand, man. Like, I'm not just saying this because, you know, I want people to. No, honestly, I've said this to you for many times, man. Like, your brand is one of the brands that, like, I've really trust in. Really enjoy going to your events, and it's just like you said, it's a vibe, man. Like,
what it's about.
I've been going to ESI events since 2016, and not once, like, every time you announce an event, and I'm going overseas, I always mention, like, fuck, why? And then, bro, I was overseas one time, and you had an event, it was, I think July 2017, I believe, the first Nero's one. And I was at Hard Island, I think.
That was the first Raw as fuck.
I was at Hard Island, Fatality and all that stuff. That's right. And then I was like, literally, like, imagine me, I'm in Europe, but I was still on my phone, like, looking at the live stream and stuff. was like, wow, this is sick.
Yeah.
Like I wish I was there. Even
Yeah.
though I was like, it was the same
Overseas,
weekend
but-
at Fatality or Dominator. Like, you know, yeah. So that's the impact you've done, John, and we really appreciate you, and I hope the future is holding, you know, a lot of good things for you, man.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
And
Sure.
whatever you do, just keep going, and you got our full support, man. Straight up.
Just a heads up too, old mate Justin, bless his cotton socks, just sent through the Darkness recaps, so they'll be coming out this week too.
Awesome.
Oh, sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
Okay.
Very good.
So
Excited.
perfect when it comes out on Sunday, so that'll be a good timing as well for this podcast.
Ah, yeah.
So if people haven't seen that, check it out.
Yep,
Yeah.
get amongst it.
All right, so let's move on to the this or that segment, which is.
I don't know if you were reading the question.
No, I can't say from
Yeah,
here. It's
okay.
cold.
Well, one of the segments that we have here is quick fire this or that questions. So you have 2 choices, 1 minute to answer 15 of them. You just choose one or the other.
Okay.
This or that. Okay.
Give us
So
some
are we ready? My little cute timer.
Yeah, for the first time,
For
I'm
the
ready
first time,
before-
you're ready.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
very
ready
good,
before
very
you.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, indoor or outdoor events?
Outdoor.
Liberty Hall or Manning Bar?
Oh, Liberty Hall now, yeah.
Baluka or Korean barbecue?
Oh, bitch. Barluka, fuck.
Alright, up and comers or established internationals?
Oh, up and comers, yeah.
Alright, Delete VIP 2019 or Alpha Omega Showcase?
VIP.
VIP. Daylight or darkness?
Both. No, I'd say I have to say darkness just because it's yeah.
Alright, opening sets or closing sets?
Opening.
Alright, fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
1 horse-sized duck. Yes.
Oh my god, you're a strong man. Up-tempo or hardcore?
Up tempo.
Alright, content creators or TikTokers?
Aren't they the same thing?
Some get offended if you call it like this.
Oh really? Yeah, that's weird. Okay, content creators, I guess.
Strong melody or powerful vocals?
Melody.
Back-to-back or solo?
Solo.
Hack or Gabba?
Hack.
Alright, and the most, one more. Julie X or Spit Noise?
I can't answer that. They are like, no, they're just,
Two different.
no, they're just
Both awesome.
both perfect at what they do.
That's right, that's right.
And
and then the last one is
that's an idea.
A back-to-back between them.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Blish. Alright, so
But that's who you said before. They've already been.
and the most important question, and you need to answer this very strategically. Alright, cereal then milk or milk then cereal?
No, cereal than milk.
Okay, alright, okay. Good.
Can we do it the other way around?
Someone told
Who
us.
does that?
Someone told us just cereal.
Do they murder children? Like,
Yes, Hardik, you do.
Hardik told us, just eat cereal by itself.
look, if it's Frosties, fuck yeah.
Oh, Frosties.
Get amongst that.
Frosties are
Hardik, you win.
Yeah.
You got a point, Hardik.
Alright, so for the last segment,
Yeah.
which is Vuks's favourite question.
It's my
let's
favourite.
hit
I
us
love
up, hit us
hearing
up.
it. It's nice sound bites.
Yeah.
If you could remove one thing from the scene, what would it be? Like just expel it completely.
Just completely get rid of it.
We know one answer, but we can't say it.
What would I remove? I think if I wanted to remove anything, it's the minority of people that have really bad attitudes.
Okay, yeah.
Or just hate. Like, actually, no, I changed my mind. Hate for music. If you don't like it, don't listen to it.
Yeah.
I really don't like seeing people post like, oh, I don't like where Raw's going these days, or this track's fucking shit. Like, if you don't like it,
Don't listen to it.
to something else.
Yeah.
Like, I would much prefer to see a post online being like, oh, this track is fucking sick, even if it's like completely left field.
Yeah.
Not like, could be opera, could be whatever.
Yeah.
But if that's what you like, promote what you like. Stop promoting what you hate. Like, even though we know that the algorithms are like negatively focused and you get more likes and clout for being negative,
Yeah, exposure.
just be positive.
Yeah,
Like,
there was a post the other day on HMAS and
the MC's one?
the MC's one
Yeah.
also, but it was also about the music as well.
Yeah.
And everyone was just commenting on it, even the DJs involved, like it was Rebellion and Chas, they were all involved.
Oh yeah,
And
sidekicks.
it was about Sidekicks, and I literally just said, it's literally music if you don't
It
want
was
it,
on
you don't have to
the
listen to
Rebellion
it.
fan page.
Yeah, but like that's my thing with the new
Yeah.
wall. I don't like it, but I'm not gonna say no to music. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy the crowd and everything more
Yeah.
than I do a song. I can dislike a song, doesn't mean I'm gonna put it in my playlist. If I
Yeah.
listen to it live, it's different.
Yeah.
Like it's still cool either way.
Like people actually have so much time on their hand to the point where like they go on Reddit or like HMAS or something and they literally spend like 10 minutes writing a paragraph about why this kick shouldn't be there.
I love your laugh, man. That's the greatest
Like
laugh.
that's 10 minutes you could have used
Yeah.
to do something useful in your life.
Have
That's one
fucking
thing.
wank. God, like, just...
Wow, you lost 10
Jesus.
minutes.
I almost spent that everywhere.
Right?
I was like, yeah, I know.
Pretty much like, yeah, fuck that through.
It just doesn't make sense though. Like
Yeah.
like okay, so think about the two different options, right? If you post about something that you like compared to posting about something you don't like, the energy is so different.
You're getting a
And it's-
motivation to the artist to actually get up and do
Yeah.
more and more and more.
Exactly
Like,
right.
And like it's trends you can't escape.
Yeah.
You cannot escape trends. So
No.
give up, stop complaining, it's going
Yeah.
to do nothing. At least try and shift the trend to something that you like.
Yeah, like you were saying before, like from someone who's been around the scene for so long,
Yeah.
it's inevitably going to happen.
It will change.
Yeah, yeah.
Either you ride the wave and you change with it, or fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
And this is coming
I'm
from...
not even being nasty, but that's
Yeah, yeah.
that's just
how it is,
naturally
right.
what happens.
It's either you fit in
Yeah.
or fuck up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right.
Literally, like-
you'll either get so bitter that you just can't deal with it anymore, you'll move on, or you'll be like, okay, yeah, like I don't really like this sound, but you know, adjust sound is really cool. You know, I might not like right shift, but I like adjust, or I don't like rebellion, but I like that. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
There has to be some part of the scene that you do like.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly
I'm
right.
just a slut for fucking every. I don't care. Just
Yeah.
I'll listen to all of it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
of
just
it.
get
Give
everywhere,
it to
man.
me.
For sure, for sure. All right, guys. First of all, thank you to our guest.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna butt in quickly. Sorry, again, as always. Oops. Thank you for coming, like you said. But this is one of the episodes we wanted for a long time, just because of your knowledge from everything behind.
Yep, yep.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
For myself and on our behalf.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want tissues?
Yeah. Please. Oh no, I was gonna cry before.
Yeah,
Very
no,
nice.
honestly, Jono, some of your experience, you know, you've been in the scene for a very long time. You've seen the very big changes that have happened throughout, you know, the past years.
Yep.
The shift in music, the change in events.
Yep.
Event organizers come and go. Like, yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like, and you're still kicking, you're still going. And you
Yep.
still you look young as fuck. 100%, honestly, like.
Still raw as fuck.
Let's get
But yeah,
shadow
man,
banned.
we really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode.
Thanks so much.
The longest episode we've actually had. Like, it's actually been an hour and 26 minutes.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I told you, we'll get very quick.
Yeah, it feels like nothing after.
And to you guys watching, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Scene Down Under. We appreciate your support and really would like you guys to provide us feedback. Tell us who you guys want to see next and what are you expecting from us if you want to see more stuff on the podcast. Suggest whatever you can and then we can try and do our best to get it done. And yeah, leave us a like, subscribe to us, give us 5 stars on Spotify, and yeah, follow us on social media at TOZA DJ
Budget Fuel.
and at Hardstyle Australia.
Yeah, check out Hardstyle Australia.
Yeah, and Jono, would you like to plug anything?
Yeah, so follow ESI Events. All of the handles are at ESI Events.
Yeah.
Instagram and TikTok, which we're growing at the moment. Stay tuned to our LinkedIn. What's it called?
Linktree?
Linktree. Yeah. I love that.
Linktree is such a good
revolutionary. Stay tuned to that because that's where we update all our links, which is perfect.
Yeah.
That's also ESI Events. And you can follow me at LIHAN DJ on Instagram and Facebook for all of my little adventures.
Very nice.
So stay
and
tuned.
one last thing.
Yeah.
Output.
Check out outputstrengthsystems.com. Check them out for all your lifting needs, your rave attire as well. They've got some really cool shirts, and Imperators has been wearing them non-stop to every set he's worn them out.
Yes,
thank you guys.
Output made it international.
Yeah, so check it out, Hardstyle Australia, AUSSIE, TOZA DJ, don't worry about me, I'm okay. And check out Evolve Records. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure, Jono.
Been awesome.
Thank
Thanks
you so much, guys. We'll see you the next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey.